Hey all, welcome to this week's Top 10 here at the CIOPCC. Here at the Institute for October, we're trying to do horror, so that's what we're going to stick with this week, looking at the top 10 zombie action figures in the collection. Now, remember, there was once upon a time when there were no zombie action figures. For years, we couldn't get a zombie to save our life, and it really took The Walking Dead to blow that open. But we still have some great figures from earlier movies now that dam broke. One of those is in my top 10 spot. You should recognize this guy from Night of the Living Dead. This is our first on-screen modern zombie from the original George Romero film. This was probably in amok time, I'm betting, maybe with executive replicas. It was back during that period. Not a great figure. I'm not saying that by any stretch of the imagination. But he has historical significance, since he was the one looking for Barbara. And he started it all. So he gets the number 10 spot. The number 9 spot, for those of you who actually read Marvel Comics back in the day, you know they had a whole series of monsters. And here is their zombie. Toy Biz did these. Great sculpting, and as usual, excellent articulation. Another sort of historically important character. Now we're going to swing around this way and talk about number 9. But before we do that, I just wanted to mention, if you were wondering if Barbara was here, there she is, just about to get eaten. Now, McFarlane did a whole bunch of zombies in the 4-inch line. I know, they're walkers, they're not zombies, whatever. So, the problem is, a lot of them kind of blend together. So I just picked one of them for my top 10 list. He gets the number 8 spot, and he's the Well Walker. You remember him. Probably one of the most, certainly the first really disgusting zombie. And this was when McFarlane was still doing the sort of action features with these. So you could pull him apart and have his guts all hanging out. You know, that adds to it. So speaking of those dark times when we had very few zombie action figures, SOTA Toys did a series for the Land of the Dead. You can see all 3 of them here, that one, and Butcher over here. But it was Machete that's going to get the spot at number 7. And the reason, it's a great figure. I mean, they're all great figures. All 3 of them are well done. But this is Tom Savini. How can you not appreciate the fact that we finally get a great figure of the master himself? Right next to him, I mean, I don't have to move at all, is number 6. Bob the Goon was done by Mezco. You can see the figures over here next to him. Lots of fun, terrific stuff. But it was the Build-A-Figure that I really liked of the zombie. Really cool, really fun. Really added something to the series. And if you don't have that series, I really recommend hunting it down. I don't think it's too expensive these days, but, you know, I could be wrong. Now, Sideshow has done a whole bunch of 12-inch figures called The Dead. I have them all, including the variants. And my number 5 spot is going to their security guard. It seems to me that being a security guard would really be kind of that really terrible job to have when there was a zombie outbreak. Seems like you'd be a highly likely person to get bitten. And they did a really nice job on that particular head sculpt. Another line that was cracking into the early days of zombie figures is the in-house line Attack of the Living Dead by Mezco. And here we have Earl. They did several different figures, but I really like Earl and guts hanging out. Just really, really disgusting. And you know what? That is what every zombie should be. Really, really disgusting. So now we're into our top 3, and Sideshow gets another spot here with the Homeless Man. Or the Prophet. I think they called him the Prophet because he had the sign, you know, the end is near. Why I really like it, it's a nice costume and everything, well done, but it's this head sculpt with the glued on hair. Sideshow didn't do, you know, rooted hair or glued hair very often. But this is a great example of an early attempt, and it actually really works for this particular character because you don't have to have really nice, neat hair. It just has to be really wild. So that's number 3. Number 2 is going to go to Mezco and the 1/12 series. We actually got several Flyboys over time from different companies. Flyboy, of course, was a zombie from Dawn of the Dead, another great Romero film. And you can see Flyboy here from the 112 Collective is just about ready to get to Ash. Great head sculpt. Nice costume. He came with the zombie behind him, the plaid shirt zombie. So you got a good deal getting 2 zombies for the price of 1. And he gets my number 2 spot. But who gets the number 1 spot? Well, Hot Toys actually gets that spot. And you're going to say, well, Hot Toys didn't do a zombie. Oh, yes, they did. Michael Jackson. This version is from Thriller. It's a great costume. The portrait is excellent. You got 2 figures for the price of 1. Well, not really for the price of 1, but it wasn't like buying 2 whole figures. You got him in this zombie version as well as the basic Thriller normal costume. You can see Rick there is thinking about blowing him away. And he easily gets my number 1 favorite zombie spot. So, who are your favorite zombies? Let me know. And until Wednesday, which I might do another top 10 on Wednesday, have a great one.